Make sure our mic is on. All right, we are live on all platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. Hopefully, you guys are on. Got people coming in on Thumbtack as well, or TikTok as well. So hopefully, you guys can enjoy this stream. Got some news to go over with all of what's going on in the world today, both crypto and stocks. So hopefully, you guys enjoy this. If you're new, my name is Sal. I'm the other half of Simply Investing. Got Cody coming in shortly. I've been in crypto for a couple of years, but I invest in stocks, real estate. I have 4 businesses, and we are I also invest in crypto too. So we're definitely pretty busy guy. I know Cody's the one got me into crypto. He'll be on shortly. Got a lot of fun things to talk about. If you guys are new, please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. Follow us on YouTube as well. Link is in my bio on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you can go subscribe there. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Welcome in, buddy. Glad to have you in. Thanks for being a great participant on all the shows. And also shout out to Crypto Dream. Go follow his channel on YouTube and TikTok. He does a lot of good videos on crypto. So appreciate you guys coming in. I know that we've got a lot to talk about. I will try to get to all your comments and questions, especially if you're on TikTok. Just sometimes repost them. Moderators aren't in yet, so if I miss it, just kind of repost it for me. I promise I will see it and I will get to you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the stream here. Also, if you want to support a little bit more, get the premiere events. Uh, get the premiere videos before they launch on YouTube. You can join the Patreon. It definitely, the link is in the bio as well or in the description on YouTube. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. It's been a crazy weekend. Hasn't gone exactly the way I thought it would, but we still seem to be rising off of this relief rally. We got crypto market cap at 1.28 trillion, up almost 1%. We got volume back up to 37 billion. We have Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin dominance at 52.9%, Ethereum dominance at 17.1%, and we have the greed and fear index at a solid 72 right now. So we're in the greed index there right now, almost getting ready to go into the deep green. We have Bitcoin at 34,667. We have Ethereum at 1,818. Both are up on the week quite a bit, but we're still growing. They're still pretty stagnant. Ethereum is up almost 1.5% on the day. We have XRP at 57 cents, getting ready to break up to 58. We have Solana getting ready to break the $35 mark. It seems like it's peaking up there. We got ADA breaking the 30 cents mark. We have Chainlink at 11.40, getting ready to break the $12 mark. We got Polygon at 64 cents, Polkadot at 4.35. We have Litecoin at 69, still stagnant. We have Stellar at almost 12 cents, getting ready to break that mark. We have Atom at 7.57, and we have Hedera at 5 cents, as well as we have a Quant at 105 holding strong. So pretty much we're starting another relief. The relief rally is still going on, and we're starting to grow into, I guess, a little bit of growth here. Shout out to JP. Glad to have you in here. Welcome in. Really appreciate you guys. I see a couple other longtime followers in here. Shout out to this user. I don't know your username, but when do you know when to hold and when to diversify 3x or 4x? Remove principal. If we're talking about crypto, the best time to diversify is after you make your gains in the bull run, whatever that may be. I'm expecting some huge increases, which could significantly change my financial direction in a lot of my assets. As you guys know, if you've been following the Sunday streams with what's in your portfolio, I have about 1.5 million. Actually, it's probably a little higher now. I haven't even looked, but it's probably went a little higher now that XRP, because I have a pretty big bag in XRP, went up. And my DOT holding and Chainlink holding just keep going up. But once I hit the desired targets, then I diversify. If crypto is your first big investment, the next I would recommend diversifying and getting yourself set up in real estate. But while we're waiting for that bull run, I also remember, guys, get your credit correct, because the market's not returning to real estate, and you're going to need an 800 credit score if you want to get any type of investment properties. So just be aware of that. But thanks for your comment there. Hope you enjoy the stream. If you can give us a like and a follow, I'd really appreciate it. So first thing, objectives, and good thing we didn't do the short on Solana, because we're still rising. I mean, you look at the 7-day chart, it's just going up. We went from $29 to $35. We're up 20.1%. If we go on the month, we are up 62.8% on Solana. I'm not a big fan of Sol, but at the same time, shout out to Sai. Is it Kai or Sai? I hope I got that right. I think Kai, or I'm sorry if I got that name wrong, but thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support there. I'm glad we didn't short it, because it still seems to be rising. It seems like venture capitalists are pushing this, and as well as it seems like the price predictions are rallying people's sentiment on it, because there was a price prediction of 3,200, and that seems to be pushing the Solana news up. Let me just get Cody here. All right. Sorry, guys. Had to go just message Cody there real quick. But Solana seems to be not doing what I think it's doing. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I don't see it pushing. We got right here. We're going to open this up in the tab here. We have predicts Solana meteoric rise, eyeing 3K by 2030 milestone. So Solana's price may skyrocket to 32.1128 if the user base hits 100 million by 2030. Shout out to Crypto Dream, one of our moderators joining back in on live. But 3,200 is a little push for Solana. Despite FTX bankruptcy ties, Solana has exhibited 200% year-to-date growth. I'm not too sure about that. I think it's all just hype that's driving the price right now. I didn't think it was going to hit 40, but now that I see that the buy orders just keep flowing through, we're going to check out KuCoin in a second here. But that's the only reason why you expect it to have growth. Like, if it could fix all the crashing, it could fix all the issues going on with it. If it can get some momentum going on the phone they launched, if they can get some type of positive momentum in some area, we might have a case for Solana. But right now, I'm only expecting hype. Shout out to Rod. I'm selling at $230. Yeah, I would expect it to hit around 200 for the bull run. I don't think 400 is going to happen. And in the coming weeks, the FTX trial, the bankruptcy trustee is going to start liquidating the holdings of Solana. So that's going to drop the price because they have quite a bit of Solana on their books. But there's also a lot of manipulation by FTX, because the height of FTX was pretty much the height of Solana. I don't see it getting to even 400. I barely think 200. I'm thinking like 150 is a reasonable price for Solana. I just don't see it getting anywhere, and definitely not having the same momentum as some of the other blue chip cryptos. But if we take a look at the order book here, let me pull up this. We are definitely. There's people buying, but let's hear what's. Yeah, there's some $7 or $8, $9 or $10,000 purchase orders, but a lot are like 2, 8, 5, 13. Not very big orders. So, but they're outpacing the sellers. Oh, someone bought 700 Solana, 929 Solana, 1,500, 2,000 Solana. Okay, so the purchasers are starting to increase. Volume is right now $267,000 worth of sold per minute. That's a pretty big purchase order going on. Why would people sell at 150 who actually thought Sol was going to do as well as it did? Shout out to Uni out. Glad to have you in here, Rich Boy. What's up? Well, thank you for joining in. Glad to have you in here. Hopefully, I'm not continuing to take L's. I'm glad I didn't do my short on Solana, because I would have taken a big L on that one. Because it definitely went in the opposite direction. I didn't even think it was going to hit 35, but it's looking like, if you go to 5-minute chart, it's looking like, it's capping out, but it looks like we're going to break $5 shortly on it. It just keeps rising steadily. It's at 34.97 right now. So definitely excuse me, definitely it's definitely not going to go down anytime soon, but I do expect it to go down. Um well, there's just a lot of hype around it. There's a lot of hype around it, and I just don't see Soul I just don't see Soul really going anywhere with it. But a lot of people had faith in it because there's a lot of people, a lot of influencers promoting it, a lot of even non-investment influencers like in other areas promoting it.
You
Um,
know, one thing about me is I've never liked Solana, right? I've never liked it. Always hated it. As of recently, I've had this itchy feeling for some reason to actually buy Solana. I don't know why I'm having that feeling. I've never liked Solana. Yeah, I feel like for example, one of those big purchase orders. Like this might sound nuts, but Solana going to $1,000 one day. I mean, that's a big what if, but that would be crazy.
yeah,
We'd all be
that
kicking ourselves for not buying it now.
yeah. Yeah, that's just tough. That's tough for me to even say that we're going to go to that level with
That's
Solana because
true. That's true. I can see how it's tough. I don't see it like I think it's very likely. I don't think it's very likely at all. I think it's definitely possible, but not very likely. $1,000 Solana. I mean, shit, that would put it where. I mean, Solana would
yeah,
have to be the third largest crypto.
yeah, and the guy that made the estimate, the price prediction of 32.11 is only basing it on it has to hit 100 million users by 2030.
Yeah, and that's the thing, 100 million users. Now, even in the bull run, I think we had about how many people invest in crypto? I forgot. I think last bull run it was like what, 20
6
million?
million? No,
Six
it was
million?
6 million active users was the height of it. For the amount of actual crypto
That's what I'm
people.
saying. We'd have to have at least like 500 million or more people in the market for Solana to hit 100 million users.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. You
So
can't hit
he
100 million users with 100 million users in crypto because that would mean all of the users in crypto would be using Solana. There's just no way.
Yeah, and that would also it would have to be more mainstream than what it is. Shout out to Uni Out, TRB, Tellor. Yeah, we'll look into that one. Shout out to Josh Jocelyn. Uh, EGLD is is so much better. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that one.
Eagle, yeah, Elrond. They changed the name of Elrond, but Elrond's a
Oh,
pretty
okay.
good one.
Okay, yeah. Well, you got Cody's approval, and that's usually pretty hard. Uh, Shout out to Rod. I bought a truck full of Solana. Well, it is going to go up. I just don't think it's going to hit those numbers. Shout out to Crypto Dream for supporting the channel. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate that. And definitely go give his channel a follow there. Shout out to Uni Out. Soul has a lot of VCs involved. Yeah. And they lost a lot of money on FTX too, because I have a feeling the same VCs involved in Solana were also involved in FTX. So this is probably a way for them to get their money back because they invested a lot of money with that with that company. Shout out to Uni Out, In and Out, or I keep getting your name wrong. I do apologize. But shout out to I'm just gonna call you Out. Shout out to Out. Impact of BTC's ETFs on the market. That's a little bit of what's playing into this relief rally. There's a lot of optimistic news that's coming, and that's what people like to see, like to hear, and people just want to hear good news. Right now, we're kind of coming into the holidays. People don't want to hear bad things; they want to hear good news, just good news consistently. That's all they really want to hear. And right now, crypto's kind of giving a lot of good news. Like the hype's coming back, big companies are getting involved, big investment firms are getting involved. It's becoming a little bit more mainstream than it was even 2 years ago. More retail investors are looking at it as an avenue for investment. So it's this relief rally might last through the rest of this year if it keeps going. If the holidays, if we don't have a black swan event before the end of the year, otherwise I'm banking on it dropping. Excuse me. Uh, Oh, you in, you out. Okay, I'm sorry. I got that right. Okay, you in, you out. Okay, that's pretty clever. Okay, I can't for some reason get your guys' names right, so I do apologize. Shout out to Mike 2.0. Where do you think Veracity will go? Is that a crypto? We'll have to take a look at that. Is that VRA? I hope I got the right. Steve Shout out to Steve Eth. Glad to have you in here. I'm actually going to try and start to get my
ENS.
uh yeah my name.
Yes. Oh my lord, I forgot to put it as my freaking display name, but yeah, CodyHarris.eth is my ENS name, and I'm really trying to get Sal to get an ENS name because having an ENS name over time will become increasingly popular. I don't care what anybody says. The more people in the markets, there's going to be more me's. You know, you come in during the bear market, you back hold for about 2, 3 years, you learn more things like ENS. There's going to be a bunch of other people like that. ENS is a good service, but it can be confusing. You have to turn on like debugging and you have to turn on blind signing on your ledger, and a YouTube video would be recommended, but it can be confusing at first because it's a smart contract. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I'll figure it out. I'm sure I will. And just shout out to Soul. It broke $35. And shout out to Big Jerome. Welcome back, buddy. Another one of our great supporters. Glad to have you in here. And thanks for supporting the live. Really appreciate that. Hopefully, guys can keep liking and sharing. We want to try and get as many people in here. We got a few people across the platforms in there, and we even got a few people on Twitch. So definitely growing there. Yeah, we'll take a look at VRA in just a second. Won't do too deep of a dive into it, but let's take a look at it. Uh, so Veracity. Let's take a look at what this coin is about. Where's he about? Okay. Veracity is an open ledger ecosystem designed to fight advertising fraud, provide open access to infrastructure for publishers and advertisers, and reward users for watching video content. Veracity also provides payment solutions and a reward staking ecosystem for 15% yields guaranteed through April 2024. Powered by a mix of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cutting edge blockchain technologies. Well, let's take a look at the market. There's a lot of buzzwords listed in there, so let's take a look at that.
Yes, buzzword, buzzy buzz.
Well, its all-time high was 8 cents, 8.5 cents, and all-time low is 0.000217. It's been around for 4 years. What's the trade volume here? 11 million on the trade volume
That's
total.
quant's volume.
Yeah, and it's got 61 million market cap, but there's 100 billion tokens and only 10 billion in circulation right now.
That's kind of iffy on that part.
It doesn't look like there's a lot of room for growth on that one, but we'll have to do a deep dive into it. I'm not going to lie there, Mike 2.0. It seems a little scammy to me when you start listing buzzwords and guaranteed yields. It starts to look a little iffy. But what I am going to do, I'm going to put a little follow on this. It's got 212,000 followers on Coin Market Cap. Let's see if I can pull up the VRA. Yep, it's on KuCoin. Excuse me. Take a look at the order book. Yeah, it's averaging about about $800 per minute transaction. So I mean, there's more selling than there is buying. I don't know. I can't really say if not. I'd say watch it. I'm definitely be cautious about investing in it right now. Definitely want to really read that white paper, read the website and check it out. Let's see if we can find the website. It's got also has its own wallet. All right. Okay, I will say this, that it does give me hope that I can see who's running the company. I only see a few young people, see a couple old people, but it's also hard to say. Let's take a look at the LinkedIn of this. What's his name? David Archer and RJ Mark. Well, it's definitely been around the block, but he's been at one place for really 28 years, another place, Zendra Governance for 29 years, and then he's been there. Okay, well, I don't know. It's a veracity we might have to do a deep dive on. But hey, thanks for giving me another crypto to do a deep dive on there, Mike. Really
Look
appreciate
up
that. I'm sorry I couldn't give you an answer on that one.
look up Yarn Finance. Its all time high was $93,000. It's at 5,900. Yarn, yep, the
Finance?
second one. Its all time high was 93,000.
Yeah, that was during one of the bull runs.
Yeah, because its supply is so low. There's like 30,000.
Yeah, well, I wonder what caused that such a drop on there.
93,000 to 5.9K. Imagine if Bitcoin did that.
Yeah, that was oof, that would scare some people out of the market for sure. Trade the all time low 739. I mean, it's still higher than its all time low. Um, I don't know. I just never really paid attention to this one.
That's a crazy drop. What drop is that? 90 something percent? Like more?
Yeah, 93.67% down from all time high.
I mean, the supply is so low, you could get that 10x.
Yeah, you could. We'll have to see because I think the hype around DeFi is kind of over with, and people are moving towards play to earn gaming and Web3. But I mean, you could still make money with this. We'd have to really check this one out too. Yeah, there's no news on it or anything either.
Your
Yeah,
finance hits 100,000 before Bitcoin. No.
I don't think so.
I mean, it
Um,
almost did 93,000.
it almost did, but that was also during like peak height and everything. Shout out to Mike 2.0. Thanks for supporting the stream. I hope you follow us on YouTube, and that way you can get because I'll put that video in for you guys. I do apologize. I also forgot to put the video in that I did for that's launching today into the Patreon. So it will be I'll put it into the Patreon as well for you guys. But I don't know. Yarn Fine. It seems like interesting because it's still got some people believing in it, but it seems like this is about as low as it's going for. And I think unless if it drops another dive, I think we'll be ready to. There might be a little side bet, but it definitely ain't for you could still lose a lot on this. Just be aware, guys. You can still lose a lot on this. Shout out to Steve.eth. Welcome in. Good morning to you too, buddy. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for coming back in. Glad to have you in. Oh, excuse me. And let's just see here. We still got the testimony with the FTX case with Sam Bankman-Fried. Didn't really go too well either. I don't. Well, he's definitely going to jail after that testimony. I mean, they're both trying to throw each other under the rocks. Like it's just crazy because it's funny because we had testimony from Caroline and Wong, and they both basically gave hard evidence that that SBF was defrauding investors on the U.S. side and stealing their client funds. And then he turned around and gave testimony without the jury saying, "Nah, it's all them fault. I can't be the blame." So it seems like he's showing what he actually is, a kid that doesn't know how big of a problem that he got into right now.
Yeah, he really doesn't know how big of an issue this is. Why? How would you not know? If I did the same thing, I would think I just committed a federal financial crime. Is he not
Yeah,
aware?
it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, and how do you not know what's going on when you have sole control over the assets? Like that doesn't make any sense. You're the one in charge of the company. How do you not know what's going on in the company? But I have to say, it's a lot of those investors. It's like, why would you base investing several $100 million based on he doesn't care about his appearance and dresses and the exact antithesis of what I should expect.
Because
I will arrest him.
people are so desperate to look for the next up and coming billionaire to worship. I swear. They are so thirsty. They thought that they could prop this kid up and invest in this kid, get rich off this kid, and, see this. Oh, he's a young, liberal type of kid who, he doesn't care about wealth. Let's get this guy into the. Let's get this guy into the media and stuff. Let's invest in him, and that's how they think. It's like,
Yep.
and
Unfortunately,
crypto was
how it
booming.
is.
People were making money. People were making money left and right in 2021. People had money, and it was just crazy. They were trying to so hard to look for the next big crypto person.
Yeah, shout out to Crypto Dream, thirsty, definitely for sure. Shout out to Crypto Dream again. All I know is that people can get out of jail from technicalities. Look at Bill Cosby. Well, Bill Cosby he was in
That's a
state,
whole different thing.
and that's a little different than
A
financial crimes.
$45 billion financial crime is not. Nobody's gonna get you up. Donald Trump is not gonna pardon you like he did Kodak Black. You know.
Mm-hmm. No president would. No, I don't think any president, no matter what party they're with, would give Sam Bankman-Fried a pass or exemption or anything. Oh, excuse me. But what will happen is that excuse me is that these guys will he's going to SPF is going to federal prison where Bill Cosby went to state prison based on allegations from like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
he got out because you couldn't definitively prove it, and you have to 100% prove things in criminal court, whereas SPF has hard evidence against him, and if he goes to federal prison, they don't let you out unless you serve at least 90% of your sentence. And since he's looking at a 115-year possible sentence, he might not get out until like 95 years. So he'll basically be in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he's done for, and he deserves it. It's like, how did you really think stealing 45 billion would, like that's money that could change two generations.
Yeah, exactly.
That's two
It can.
generations.
Well, it's definitely ruined a lot of people. It's ruined. These financial crimes ruin marriages, they ruin relationships, they ruin family relationships, business relationships, lives. Like there's people who are my age who have lost $2 or $3 million with FTX, and they were just leaving it on the exchange. They weren't investing with them. They're just using the platform, and they
See,
lost money.
learn from other people, guys. When you become a millionaire, just because you're a multimillionaire or a billionaire, or if you own a hedge fund, it doesn't matter how successful you are. You can lose millions of dollars on a stupid investment like that. It doesn't even have to be on a shit coin. It can be on trying to invest in a person. It can be on trying to invest in some business like FTX. It's like these people really just did not know what they were putting their freaking money into. And the same
Exactly.
thing with the free trading fees. People are all like, "Oh, well, in hindsight, yeah, that's stupid." Of course, hindsight is 2020, but at the same time it's like when everybody's making money and we're in a bull run, people are more likely to fall for scams because money's being made. People are trying to make
Hmm.
money left and right every second. And so when they see an exchange that has no trading fees, they're like, oh, fuck trading fees, man. But in reality, how do you think an exchange makes their money?
Yeah,
How, like,
exactly.
like it does an exchange that charges you good amount of fees, in my opinion, is a good thing because they're less likely to be an FTX.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like like the platform's got to make money and pay the people. Like it just doesn't magically happen. Shout out to Steve.eth. SBF's parents were longtime Stanford law professors. He knew what was happening. True, he might have known what the consequences were, but now he's facing the actual reality that he will suffer those consequences. That's the difference. We all know what the consequences are, but once it starts becoming like, oh, that's my reality, it's setting in for him. I think he's getting scared and he's not liking where it's headed. And unfortunately, these type of scams are going to start popping up more and more. I mean, SPF was probably the biggest, but we're going to see stuff like the DJ MV and Pina, Caesar Pina, real estate scam. We're going to see those start popping up quickly. We're also going to see more. We're going to see more financial fraud schemes pop up. I mean, I could already, and the bots are already in full force. I could see on all my old videos, like bots are just hitting it, like just doing weird comments. And it's like you have to know it's a bot, but what you guys got to also remember is most of you have not been really affected by it, and you're in a position where that fraud probably won't get you because you're not trying to catch lost money. I think Crypto Caddy was in here. I'm sorry if I missed you, but shout out to you. Glad to have you in here. Or Live and Learn. Shout out to Live and Learn. I keep forgetting. Keep mixing you two up. But glad to have you in here. Thanks for all your support there. Um, yeah, it's more and more financial frauds are happening. More and more scammy type businesses are coming. It's just the nature of the economic decline, and you just have to brace yourself and be prepared for it. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I don't see SPF not getting free after this. I hope you both are right, but the system isn't fair. It isn't fair. I mean, I think what was it like 8 years ago? There was a guy that assaulted a woman on Harvard campus or Yale campus or something like that, and he got off with like 6 months probation. It was like, yo, dude, that is kind of crazy. Like you should have went to jail for that. And I get the skepticism, but ever since the Madoff incident, like if SBF did this 20 25 years ago in the 90s, he would have gotten off with like a year in minimum security prison and let out in 6 months on probation. But after the Bernie Madoff case and it was made public and people saw how financial crime hurts worse than a lot of other physical crimes, they're cracking down on it. Like every single person has gotten like life sentences from that, whoever was the head. And what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to point the finger at each other. They're like, no, you. It wasn't me. It was you. Someone's going to take the fall. Someone's going to pay the price. And I could tell you right now, the look on Caroline's face when she was being brought into that courtroom looks like she's not paying for any of this, and she's got recordings. We still haven't heard all the evidence against him. There's a lot of evidence, a lot of recorded conversations that have yet to be brought to evidence, which is crazy. How much, and not just from Caroline and Wong, but other conversations recorded from their workers, from from talking to SBF, talking to management, talking. So it was operating like a fraud, and the fact that they didn't have good financial due diligence only exaggerates the evidence, saying, "Hey, this is a fraud."
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at this is an example. This isn't a crypto case, but look at rapper YNW Melly 5 years ago, October 2018. He was in the back seat of in a car, and they just left the studio. And YNW Melly, he shot the passenger seat driver, and he shot the person right next to him. And he's trying to say it's a drive-by, and he's trying to get by with killing his two friends. But we all know it wasn't a drive-by. Like a drive-by,
Yeah.
if your car gets drove by, everybody in that bitch is dying. Maybe one person is living, but there's no way the driver and the person behind the driver is alive and the person on the right people on the right hand of the car is dead, and oh, it's a drive-by. And if they let him free, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like another OJ. It's like the system is unfair, and there's people who have been paid millions of dollars by the government because they went to jail for something that they didn't do and they were paid off.
Yep. Shout out to Temple Jackson. What's up, buddy? Glad to have you in here. Hope you're enjoying the live. You can like and share. Really appreciate it. And shout out to Crypto Dream. Tupac died and Suge Knight lived. Yeah, Suge Knight should have went to jail, but they allegedly they caught the guy and they're going the case. So,
Puff Daddy needs to go to jail. Puff Daddy.
oh my
I mean,
god, yeah,
look at
he,
Puff Daddy. Nobody was checking for Puff Daddy when Biggie and Tupac were alive. Puff Daddy was a backup dancer. All of a sudden, Biggie dies. His career just soars. He's not a backup dancer. He's the singer. You know the song "Every Step I Take." He pops
yeah,
out in that one. He's the singer in that one. Yeah, he took off when they died.
yep. He definitely benefited a lot. A lot of people benefited from that at the time. But enough. We're kind of getting off a little topic here. We're going to go back over to our final one, Chainlink. Now I did a deep dive on this about a month ago. Oh, excuse me. And you can go check it out on YouTube and on the channel. But it's looking pretty good right now for Chainlink. And they just dropped a bunch of videos on their YouTube channel at Chainlink. So definitely go give them a watch. I was watching them this morning. They're focusing heavy on interoperability and speed at the moment. And they're trying to increase the pace of the network and build it out so that way it can work with a multitude of networks. And pretty much the way I got it from the way the guy who was in the video worded it from Chainlink is that no matter what cryptocurrency comes out, they'll be able to work with it, no matter how the technology changes. So that's pretty interesting that they're aiming for that level of interoperability.
I could see Chainlink pulling a Solana next bull run. I really can. Something about Chainlink just tells me it's going to pull a Solana.
Yep, 200 to 300 range. I'm thinking like 250 to 280 on my price because every week, every day, they're just putting out new videos that, hey, we're doing stuff. And you have plenty of activity. You got plenty of developers. Even the community here, it's got quite a bit of followers on here. And right now we're up about 3% on the day. It's probably going to get close to $12 today with the volume. Let me pull up a link there. Out to user 9455, Hexagon checking in. Not trying to brag, but I'm up 300% on the scam. Hey, enjoy the games while you can. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with that level of
Hey,
risk.
take
So
profits while you can, because eventually, with how our economy is going, risk assets, they're usually the first one to go, and that includes Bitcoin and Ethereum. That includes all crypto. But Hex will suffer. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, you hit a 300% gain. That's commendable, but at the same time, it's like if you don't lock that in, I mean, you're just going to be a liquidity dump. I mean,
yeah,
Richard Hart and all the insiders are just going to dump on you.
but here's the thing, user 9455 is that we could be potentially heading into one more Black Swan event and a real true Black Swan event because the last ones really weren't Black Swan; they were just bad events. But we're running into where we're going to have an energy crisis on top of lack of productivity, on top of lack of people being born, and then we're looking at even more major conflicts coming out of it while burning more energy to participate and on these things. So if that really
Hex
hurts
is still down
drastically,
80% for the year. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
yeah, it's down quite a bit, but and that's yeah. Shout out to Derek. Can't predict a black swan event. That's the definition. Yeah, you can't really predict a lot of this stuff because it just comes. Usually when you're looking right, it's kind of clocking you on the left. If you're looking left, it's kind of clocking you on the right.
It's
So, but I'm anticipating some downward turn from this because we're having such a conflict in the Middle East. Then we got Europe having problems. It's like we got all these weird problems popping up and they're starting to correlate with each other. So we got student loans coming back. We got people can't afford even to get their own freaking car. We got we got people deciding they don't want to be productive. They should be paid for doing nothing. We got people who are working hard that can't retire and got to work another 10 years. It's like we got a really weird circumstance. And on top of all of that, in 10 years, millennials will be the biggest voting group in America. There's less Gen Zers, there's less Gen Alphas, and there's even less of the generation before. So we're going into the first time in a decade where the decade will not change. Like we know what we can discern what is the 80s, we can discern what's the 70s, we can discern what the 90s are, we can discern what the 60s are, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, the 20s. But from now on, everything's looking the same or looking stagnant because we don't have a big enough next generation coming up. They're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So they're no longer affecting change. They are just rehashing the millennial and the Gen Xers fads, which is kind of like it's just very interesting because really there's nothing definitive about the 2010s era and this decade. There's
no,
nothing
there's nothing
definitive.
definitive about the
So
2010s era. Sorry.
and that's going to like how's that going to change like the investor market, the world markets, the consumer markets, commodities, and we're having less and less people. I mean, Italy just posted no births for 3 months. Italy. I'm Italian. We're all about big ass families. You're telling me no one? It's like, what the hell's going on? And you're watching birth rates in the average first world country. They're saying, oh, we're like at 2.1, which we need to be at like 2.3 for replacement value. We're actually at like point 0.9 or 0.98 or point 0.8, somewhere around there. And what's crazy is that the United States is starting to have the reverse of China, where China has more men than women. We are getting ready to have more women than men. And yeah, you can still survive with that, but it's just kind of funny how all these things are starting to pop up right now. So it's like my gut says something big's going to happen, and that Black Swan event's going to freaking happen. And we just
Yeah.
don't know when it's going to happen. That's the only thing. Like I know, like all these things coming together, we're having it's like we're having what is really happening is we're having the crash of feminism right now. That's what we're having because we're coming like the women that are my age that wanted to do the strong and independent route are now getting to my age saying, oh crap, fuck this shit. I can't deal with this. I need a partner. I need something. On my moving company side, I'm moving more 35 to 55-year-old women into homes where they're not related to these other women. It's kind of like a sister's wives kind of thing. Like they're not in relationships. They're not lesbians, but they're living together and sharing the bills at 45, at 35 to 55 range. You should be, by that point you should be a self-sufficient person. And it's like, what happened? And shout to Live and Learn, ask why. I'm just about to get to that. The main reason why is student loans have been uncontrolled and unchecked, and you can't bankruptcy them out. All these people, they got $50,000 of loans, which isn't a lot. Now, to my frame, my mindset, it's not a lot and it's manageable and can be paid off. But why? It's like they're only making interest only payments. And then on top of all the student loans, the car loan, the rent, and the cost of living going up, they're not making, they don't have a good grasp of financial understanding. I mean, I looked at the channel analytics of my channel, and I'm only getting about 20% of my viewers are women. So out of about 10,000 views per month, and I'm a pretty small channel, we're a pretty small channel, 10,000 views a month, only about 2,000 are women that come in. The rest are men. And of that, the rest are between 25 and 45 age range of men that come in and really think about and check finances. And I also see that, I've already predicted this 10 years ago that the change in dating was going to screw over the businesses involved with it, which was the movie industry. It's like kids, and most people didn't really take kids to a movie. Like you took them to a movie like once in a while. It wasn't like every weekend or something like that. But the staple dinner and a movie was like the backbone of the weekend economy. Like go to a movie, go to dinner, drinks. Then it became just dinner and drinks. Then it became just drinks. Now it became just coffee. And then now we're not even doing that. It's basically just hit you up on Tinder. So the only participant now in the whole scheme of dating is just Tinder, where it used to be the dating profile, the movie theater, the restaurant, the the coffee shop, the gas station, because you gotta get gas for your car, all this stuff, hygiene products, everything. There was so much involved in it, and it all just disappeared. And now we're sitting here wondering, why is the economy going crazy? Because human interactions was propping everything up, and the rise of social media and the rise of feminism at the same time created the crash of feminism, which is what we're happening right now, where people do it. And shout out to Live and Learn. Twitch is out there too. It's I mean, we're monetizing every interaction of human nature, and it dropped off the key industries that propped up that got us to where we are right now. So that's like we're hitting a huge black swan event, and it's coming. I don't know when it's coming. Could come next year, could come in 2 years, could come in 10 years. But the math, I have a minor in mathematics. The math, the calculus, the numerical algebra, the analyzing the flow of the numbers and the statistical analysis of it is telling me that somewhere between now and 2035 we're going to get hit hard with something. It's just saying it has to correct. This whole system has to correct. And on top of that, we've been kicking the can down the road, down the road, down the road. It's like every time we had a bad market correction, we kicked the can down the road. Shout out to Public Crypto Journey. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you guys in here. I'm sorry, Derek, if I'm going on too much of a rant there, but there's so much that I'm thinking about and analyzing into this Black Swan event that it's there's just so much crap going on. And then on top of that, we got to throw in the switch from combustion engines to EV, the push to be carbon neutral by all first world countries. Then we got the other countries, the third world countries, think it's unfair that the United States and most of Europe have benefited from the best economic decade, the last 70 years. And basically, they feel enslaved to us because they're the ones suffering all the horrible outcomes of having great technology, all the heavy metal poisoning, the lack of food, the lack of infrastructure, the lack of fair economic participation. You know, it's just I don't know how much more this whole thing can take. Um, shout out to Crypto Dream there. I think Cody. Cody, you still there? I do apologize. So I do apologize. I've been kind of went on a rant for that one, but like the whole thing is just crazy, and there's just too much. There's so much data pointing into a downward direction, but because we print the money and we keep going, I don't know. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Uh, Ford is at $9.78. Yeah, I'm actually about ready to do. I got a video of the post on that one. Last month, my family went to see was Mario. Yeah, it's kind of it's just I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys are seeing because I see and I'm noticing because like I'm an average guy. I'm getting into shape, I'm not really quite where I want to be at the moment. But at the same time, it's like, look, I know that you're kind of stepping to me because you see that I can pay for certain things. So it's like I'm starting to see the desperation come out of people, even out of people ask me like, hey, can you invest in my startup? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's like I just can't do a lot of the things that a lot of these people are asking because the businesses aren't viable, or why would I give you $10,000 to go invest in someone else's project? Why don't you just work with them? And it's just crazy. But we are going to have at some point we're going to come up to the wall and we can't kick the can any further. Shout out to Public Crypto Journey, true macro look, appreciate it. And it's yeah, I tell you guys, you got to look at everything to invest. Everything. This even includes like what's going on in dating. What are people doing? What are people buying? Why are people going to college? Why are people going here? Why are people going there? Oops, I guess Cody dropped out there. Um, I'm telling you guys, you guys got to prepare. But I mean, it's better to be in the market than to try to time the market. I would still dollar cost average into my main projects. I'm just not taking on any bigger or risky bets. Hey there, Cody. Are you still in there, or are you still trying to fix it? I think you're having trouble with the app again. There
Yeah.
we go. All right. Okay, Cody, are you there? Cody, are you there?
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. Yeah, keep getting like, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Well, as you can see, guys, we do it live.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can. Hopefully, the app can get corrected. I guess we'll have to let them know. But yeah, it's even Cody's telling me like people in the more upscale community area in Northwest Arkansas, they're only putting like 10-20 bucks into their gas tanks, just enough to get by, just enough to get to do the things that they got to do. And that's telling me people are only moving if they absolutely have to. People are only doing things if they absolutely have to. And then we got to also throw into the big mix the OnlyFans stuff. It's like all the payment process of what they're spending money on. It's like it seems like the only one who's making it is The only one who's making it is the banks and the payment systems and the big players. Hey Cody, I don't know if you got everything that I was saying. Hopefully, you can share some
Yeah,
thoughts. I don't know
yeah.
which one is. Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Hold on, I gotta mute it for a second. I'm listening.
Okay, no problem. Well, while Cody gets prepared, we'll go in. I'm also going to put the link to join us live in. If you guys want to come on in, give your thoughts. Because we're kind of at the hour point. I'll let you guys join in. If you're on TikTok, hit the guest button on the bottom. I'll be happy to have you on. Oh man, I had quite a few people in here. 19 people on live on YouTube. That's amazing. All right. Let's hope we can keep it going. I don't know what more to say other than to just keep looking at it. It's like we got so much craziness going on. Oh, and on top of all that other crap, you have people worrying about AI and certain things. They're taking over jobs. They're eliminating some warehouse jobs, secretary level jobs, things like that. But yeah, it's just kind of I don't know where we're gonna head on this because it's just a weird set of circumstances, and I think we're going to. I think what's eventually going to happen is eventually this bubble's got to burst. But speaking of bubbles, we all like the Nvidia bubble is going to burst too because AI is not as
Oh
complicated
yeah.
as people think. I'm getting ready for that sucker to plummet. Then I'll invest into it. So I'm getting ready for that sucker to drop about 50-60%. Let me pull up Robinhood. Shout out to Hot Dog. How do I buy AGIX? You should be able to get it off of any of the major exchanges. I'm not thinking of the right one. Net, yeah, it should come off of yeah, but you can get it off of Binance, KuCoin, and BitHum. I wouldn't do them, but Binance or KuCoin, you can get it off of there. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. Welcome in. Glad to have you in there. And shout out to Hot Dog. If you do want to buy it, I make sure to switch it out to your hard wallet. Nvidia. The reason why I think it's going to go down. Oh, is okay. Real quick, Crypto Cleaner. Shout out to Hot Dog. Okay, Coinbase won't let me. Yes, because it's not listed on Coinbase. I think that they'll put it so you could track it, but it won't let you buy it. You have to go to KuCoin or Binance. They'll let you buy it, or do Uniswap, but you have to have a Meta wallet for that. But shout out to Crypto Cleaner. Nvidia just seems way too overpriced for what it is. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of scammy YouTubers pushing it. I'm expecting it to drop. It was at 329 during 2021. Now it's sitting here at 45, and it's mostly because of the hype around AI. Everyone's trying to get in AI on the ground level. People think it's going to be a next big thing, but when more and more people find out that it really doesn't do that much, not as much as you think it does. We're still having problems with overlapping code. Like, and my brother's in the programming and tech world kind of deal. So it's just the overlapping of code. We're just not there yet for AI. We're just not there where we think we are, but we're not there actually. It's like people think we're at Terminator level of AI, and we're not. The damn thing can't even feed the fish in the fish tank properly. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, that would have to take another 40, 50 years.
Like, don't get me wrong, the projects Nvidia is working on have potential, but it's not worth the price it is right now. And if you look at their earnings, you know, they're pretty much level on their earnings. They beat it a little bit with the launch of some AI platforms and some of their contracts and software, but
Did
I'm
you?
expecting them to heavily be affected on the downturn. Shout out to Big Jerome. What did you think of Nvidia in 2018? Uh, it had a lot of potential, but just one of those stocks I never could get into because I was still building my bags up to where I could get into where I could start my company. So I was actually de-investing, not investing in 2018, or I was just kind of leaving everything where it was. But overall, like it was a good bet back then. But right now is not a good time to get into it. If you're holding it, I definitely would say cash out your profits, especially if you bought it like even a year ago. You made a lot of money on it. It's been pumped up and it's about ready to go down. Once the bottom out of the price happens, which I think will be around $100, I will start to invest in it. I will start to get into it and invest. But right now, you're kind of going to be the liquidity for the people that pumped it. That's what I'm trying to say. I know there's a lot of finance YouTubers that invested in this and keep saying good things about it because they're trying to cash out their position. Um, Shout out to Marino. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. I just it's a good company. It's a good solid company, but it's not worth $500 a share for me. It's worth $100, and it's going to drop down to there eventually. And then once we complete the drop, then we can come back and invest and start going. Because then over the next 10 years, Nvidia will have a good run. Nvidia will have a good run in 10 years. Just right now, it looks like it's been pumped up and they're trying to get people to buy into the liquidity. And I would not do it just yet. But that's just my opinion as a trader, not as your financial advisor. Like, that's just how I see it as a former stockbroker. But shout out to Kara Searchy. Hope I got that name right. Thanks for joining in. Your broker is just market. I'm not sure by what you mean there. The brokerage firm you use isn't the market. They're just a firm that ties into it. I used to be a, a stockbroker, which I was a trader for like the private equity side of funds for banks and things like that. So we were actually trading the bank's assets and trading bonds for the consumer side for people. That's all we really did. And we were trading securities just back and forth between banks and stuff like that. So we're making bigger bets. But I'm not sure. You might have to retype that or reclarify that statement for me there. But give me a second there. 'Cause I know Cody, you have some thoughts on that, and I was wondering.
Oh, I've had a lot of thoughts. I've just been listening in, and I was outside and I was doing some stuff, and I was just listening because even though I'm on live, if I get busy, I just mute myself, you know.
Yeah, but I know Cody
But
brought this to my attention. I think maybe like 6 months to a year ago or something like that.
what was it?
Navita, I remember you were talking.
Nvidia.
Yeah,
I,
we were
I
talking about it.
yeah, Nvidia has all. I've known about Nvidia for say a little over a year. And yeah, I've always liked Nvidia, but it pumped all of a sudden like crazy this year. I don't hold any, you know, I don't invest in Nvidia. I'll wait. I'm pretty much like Sal, you know, if it drops a bunch, you know, that's when I'd want to buy that sucker.
Yeah, and I've been meaning to do a deep dive on it and really explain my position on it. But it's not that I don't like what the company's doing. I'm a firm believer of what the company's doing. It's just that, and I know they're making money. It's just that the price of the stock is way overvalued. Once it gets to 100, in the $100 range, I'll get back in. I'll get into it. I just don't want to move money into it and lose 75% of it for the initial investment. I'm going to wait. And if it keeps going higher, then hey, then it's a bet I lost. But that's part of the game you got to play with investing, because your goal shouldn't be trying to keep casting Hail Marys. Your goal should be to make as smart and educated as an investment as you can while protecting your wealth and growing it at the same time. And if you're not into crypto yet, I'd recommend get your reserve fund set up and get your income as high as you can, then start investing. I know it's tempting. We're all talking about having the best bull run ever, but sometimes you got to miss them. Sometimes you got to miss certain opportunities, and that's okay. That's a part of investing.
Yeah,
I know.
like I had the opportunity in 2020 to get in, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't get into crypto until January of 2021, literally right when the bull run came.
Yeah. And sometimes you miss out. I missed out on a few opportunities to even getting Bitcoin in like 2012, 2015. I think even 2016, but it just happened. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. I don't think we'll get down to 100, maybe 200s. Um, that's true. We're both really speculating, but I'm thinking like between 100 and 150 is where it's going to crash down to and bottom out, and then I'll start investing. But if it gets down to 200, I'll slowly dollar cost average in, and if it goes down to my target price, then I'll buy heavily. That's just how. But it's not like, oh, it hits 200, I'm never investing. It's like, okay, I'll dollar cost my average as it goes down. Even if I know it's trending towards there and it hits 200, I'll start entering in a little bit at a time. And then as it bottoms out, I start doing bigger investments, dollar cost average investments. And then as we rise, it gets less and less and less and less till it stops. And that's how I dollar cost average. And then I pick a different project. But we're getting pretty close. I know Cody has to get to work. I think Crypto Dreams got to
No,
get
I
back to
actually
work as
don't work.
well.
I actually don't work today. I requested today off a month ago, and I used paid time off, so I'm getting paid today, and I don't even work today.
Oh, okay. Hey, and
Yeah,
I
I
guess
used
Cody
my
can
pay.
join us for the evening. There we go. Well, hey, I know you work at Walmart. Got to use that PTO because
I
it's
have
use it
3 days
or lose it.
off, man.
Yeah, you definitely need to get those refreshers in every now and then. But
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys work for a lot of companies, and they don't allow you to keep those PO days. So just a lot of places are use them or lose them. But we are coming to pretty much the end here. I don't see a lot of questions, but it is Monday morning and the last Monday of the month, and so I know you guys are pretty focused on other things. But we really appreciate everyone coming in and joining the stream and giving us their support. He's not shout out to Crypto Dream. He's not going to cry about PTO. No, I think he's just going to use it. A shout out to LJ. Didn't even see you in there. Well, glad to have you in on the live today. I think we'll leave it for a few more questions. I don't know who checked my bio is because you're not really commenting much, but hey, we're glad to have you in here. So, all I can say is just gotta be careful about the markets, careful about what you're putting your money into, careful about where you're going, where your strategies are going, because it's going to be it's going to be a rough ride before it gets better, and that's just unfortunate how it's going to be. But with that said, though, we are going to have a live tonight at 6 o'clock. I
Yes,
got a
sir.
videos going. The topic tonight is going to be really about getting into real estate for Money Mondays, on getting into real estate and how to avoid some of the pitfalls, making sure you're looking for the right properties, making sure you're looking for where you want you know where you want to partner with, how you can do it without really using real estate agents, because don't listen to real estate agents. They're going to lie to you just to get a buck.
Yes, 100%.
and also the money involved to get into certain projects. And I'll go over some of my losses and wins in real estate as well for you guys, and also how to avoid scams like flip to Dow that happened, because that was a terrible thing that happened, and a lot of hardworking people lost a lot of money. I know there's a couple divorces that are happening because of that fraud. So, and we'll go over how you can't moonshot a freaking real estate investment. You just can't. It doesn't do that. It's slow, arduous gains. That's how it works. And you want to make sure you manage your debt very well. With that said, we don't have too much more on this. We really just covered the main thing, which is Solana pumping like crazy. I still think it's where's Solana now? Well, it's back in the high 34s, but who knows where it's going to go. With that said, though, if you guys want to give us a subscribe on YouTube, really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. Definitely like and follow us on TikTok. Really appreciate that. And also give Crypto Dream some support. Follow him on TikTok. Subscribe to him on YouTube. There, definitely help grow his channel. Shout out to Big Jerome. You're welcome, buddy. Glad to have you being such a great supporter of this channel and the sponsor and one of the sponsors of this live. Really appreciate it. And shout out to Joey V. Dude, you're incredible. Hey, I try my best every day, but I really appreciate you guys giving us the support and listening into our conversations, because Cody and I would talk about this stuff with or without you guys. It's just fun to have other people's opinions and reflections. Hopefully share your guys' knowledge, because Cody's on a path to really excel past where I'm even headed. Like I'm in my 40s. I might have one more good decade of wealth generation, and then from 50, I'm gonna cap, and then that's it. That's probably it for me. I'll be lucky if I get even double what I have right now by the time I'm 60. But that's just how wealth management goes. It's slow, steady gains while protecting your core set of investments. And also, if you guys want to support us a little bit more, you can join the Patreon. I also opened up the business consulting, where I can help you start a business, or we could talk about your business or go over some business. I can help you do your own P&L statements, do all the stuff that you need to do so you can keep an accurate edge on your business. Because like I said, I have one of them here. I don't pay someone to do my statements. I do them all. I do my own P&Ls. And yeah, I pay someone to do the booking at the end of the year, but I do my own every month, and it keeps the numbers fresh in my mind and makes me understand where I'm at with every business. Shout out to Joey V. Keep the dream alive. I retired at 42 with over 35 million. Hey, yeah, that's pretty phenomenal. And I don't think I'll retire at 42. I probably will just keep working, because I like investing. I like doing this stuff, and I'm kind of living my dream. It just took 20 years to get here, but that's definitely good. I'm glad that you're enjoying the live, and I wish you a good retirement, because my mom retired at 42, and she not quite as much, but she even retired at 42 just by being an accountant. So that just goes to show you don't have to have a high powered job. You just have to be smart with your money and invest it wisely. And trust me, I've seen some people where you don't want to be in that position at 42 with three baby mamas and child support out the wazoo. You can't pay your bills. Your credit sucks. You don't have a license. You don't want to be that. You want to be like Joey V here, retired, sipping your favorite drink on the beach and enjoying life. So, but also, I recommend, if you want to get to that level, you got to get yourself a financial advisor and really find a plan that works for you and stick to it. But with that said, guys, I'm pretty much going to wrap this up. Cody, you got any final thoughts or anything?
I've learned a lot just from listening to you, man. That's why I've just kind of like get myself out of this one just because I've been listening to you say everything, and your view on how the world on dating and how just people are like that shit. That kind of sparked my interest like the most on the stream because it's all true. Society in a way is just becoming very selfish. It was first movies, dinner and meet up here, meet up there, to then, oh, it's just coffee, and then now it's not even coffee. It's just come over, smoke the bowl. Things have changed, like,
Mhm.
and 2010s and 2020s. Like, yeah, there are some differences, but not anything major as like from the 80s and 90s. Like you pretty much said earlier.
Yeah, it's like the times are definitely changing. Shout out to Sayed Saeed Ka. I hope I got that name right. But thanks for the follow. Definitely appreciate you joining in, even though you're coming at the very end. But you can go to YouTube. Link is in my bio on TikTok, and you can go watch all our replays. We got, I think I added up. We got over 200 hours worth of stuff just on there, and we're adding to it daily. So I'm glad that you joined in, that you followed, and I hope that you join us live for
What
another.
stream number is this?
Well, this one is 12 for morning market news, but we are at probably
You said we have 200 hours worth of content.
over 200, and we might be a little higher than that, but let me take a look at what live are we on. Yeah, this is our 90th live. Our
Dang.
90th, and
We started in May, late May.
yep. We started in May. We kind of had like a month and a half where I was too busy to be on live, but now we're back at it, and I have more time now that because I had to restructure a lot of business. We were like busy, but I didn't have enough people, so I was out like every day, like 5 o'clock. I got back at like 9, went to sleep, did it all over again. Uh, Shout out to Crypto Dream. I'll be lucky if I earn half of what you guys get. Life goal. Well, even guys know even if you just get to 1 million in net worth, you won. You won. You beat out 99% of people in the world and getting to that, to where you have $1 million in assets and you can live comfortably. You won. If you're looking to grow it, it will grow after that. But the funny thing is once I got to 1 million, all of a sudden, like the million became two, and then before I knew it, became four, and then it just like the more opportunities just started arising. So it's a weird thing, but you got to play it right, because at any given moment, I could nuke my net worth into oblivion. Shout out to Tommy. I have a question. I have 20,000 to put into crypto. What projects? What percent should I break it down? Um, I would say you might want to follow Cody's path. Go with ETH, Quant, and Dot, and maybe a little Chainlink, because those are probably going to give you the best return on investments and have the best
Definitely.
liquidity where you can get out.
But
Yeah.
I'm not a financial advisor. Sal has his Series 7. Me, I just invest in what I believe in. I'll tell you what I believe in, but don't invest in what we tell you because we're not telling you guys anything. It's just you need to do your own research. But overall, Chainlink is a great token in my opinion. Not even just as a token, just like as a project and what it
Yeah.
does. Like it's an oracle. Like you need the oracle.
Yep. And Tommy, I recommend, because before I really got into crypto, I watched and we were Cody was working for me at the time, and we were on like a 2.5 week road trip delivering for my clients. And we must have watched like 12 hours a day worth of crypto content. So before I started investing, so it was probably about 100 hours of research and videos. And that's not counting when we got to the hotel and we were talking about it more. So make sure you do your own do your research, understand the projects you want to invest in, understand what's going on, understand terms like liquidity, blockchain, DeFi, Web3, and then you can start to invest that. But if I was a financial advisor for you, I would tell you probably want to make sure you have a reserve account in your make sure you have a reserve account to cover your living expenses for at least a year. Shout out to Ryan Brubaker. No XRP in your profile. Well, for him, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend for a beginner to get into XRP. But for me, yes, I have XRP in my wallet. It is about okay. I keep growing it consistently. Let me double check that percentage there for you. Let's see here. I'm gonna actually check the percentage right now. Equal this divided by this. It's 12% of my portfolio holdings. So that's kind of where it's at right now. I might increase that to 15%. I might. Um, Now keep in mind that's 12% of almost a 1. Actually, it's probably 1.6 over 1.6 million. Well, while I'm here, why don't I just go over that with you guys, and we can see exactly how much money I gained off of this. I think 34,474 point. Ethereum, oh, definitely. I lost a little bit there. My last reading. XRP, oh, yes, it's the same. We got DOT. Where's Polkadot? About 434. Wow, that 1 cent makes a huge difference. Chainlink is at 1134. We have Litecoin at okay, we lost a little bit on Litecoin. Adding that up there. Then gotta go to Quant. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's gonna jump up significantly. 105.45. Oh, all right. Well, let me check ad share, see if that price changes it. We're so close. We're so close to it. Probably lost. Oh, I lost money on ads. Oh, ad share. Okay. Never mind. We're down. We are down. Yep. We're about the same. All right. Shout out to Showtime. Thanks for the follow. Shout out to Ryan. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with my XRP position. I'm actually going to start buying into Hedera today. So I'm just gonna buy a little bit of Hedera again and start adding it back to my bag there. And I think I'm not gonna worry about how much, but my last cash, I only have about I depleted my cash reserves for my spending for investments down because of the property I closed on that I finished closing on Friday. Man, that's just crazy. Am I muted? I'm sorry there. I can't see that there. Can you guys hear me? If you're on TikTok, can you guys hear me? Oh, I accidentally liked the live. That's awesome. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Yeah, I think I overbought on that property. Oh, glad we're back. My mom said I overbought on that property, but it was maybe I was the exit guy for them. But in 30 years, I think it'll be a good property or a good complex that I have. Those are gonna rent for like because we're increasing the rent there. So where's my rental income? Yeah, we're going to 1950 on those properties. So yeah, it's looking a little also got to increase the rental costs there because man, it's killing me. Yeah, long term. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Long term, you'll be fine. Everyone needs a place to live. Yeah. They were luxury. They're in the South. They're considered Class A luxury. I'm from the North, and there ain't nothing luxury about those apartments. But I gotta put in on the vacant units. I'm putting in new appliances. I like GE appliances because they last a little better, and of course, putting in granite granite counters because those work a little better. Shout out to Seek. Hex is back. Watch Richard win against the SEC. I don't know. Just because they lost to Ripple doesn't necessarily mean that the Hex can win to the SEC. There's a lot of strong cases. There's a lot of good points the SEC has brought up against Hex. So I would be a little weary of it, but since I can't hold it in my wallet, I'm not going to invest in it. So, but that's just my stance. As always, you guys should do your own research before you get involved in any project in crypto or any stock for that matter as well. Definitely don't want you trying to do a moonshot on something that's going to lose 99% of everything. Shout out to C. They're all debunked, bro. He will win the match. Hex changed my life. And well, then, like I said, it's pretty much to me. I think it's pretty much over. But that's just me. But like I said, do your own research. Make sure you're only investing in what you think is risky and what your risk tolerance levels are. Oh man, I need to add more. No, I don't need to add more Litecoin. Litecoin needs to stay where it's at. This way, just trying to add up these percentages for you so you guys can know. All right. Yeah, shout out to Seek. All crypto is risky. That it is. It's all risky. It's all a big gambit. Every investment has its own level of risk involved. But you just gotta hold steady. That's all you can do. Shout out to Crypto Caddy. Hex is risky. Hex has a lot more risk than Bitcoin and Ethereum and a few others. But I don't know. Take care, Kareen, and have a great day. Well, hey, definitely you too, buddy. Keep doing. Keep enjoying your life and keep trying to or take care. Okay, there we go. I thought that's what you said, but I don't know. Sometimes a lot of you guys are young and you come up with new terms, and I don't know and I don't understand. I knew what it was. Now it wasn't what it was anymore. Quoting Abe Simpson. um. Uh. Also, just minted Audi NFT collection. Okay, absolutely. Well, definitely gotta check it out. But we support you chasing your dreams, chasing your bag. As long as you can make money and you're comfortable with the risk, then by all means do it. Just don't make sure you risk everything in one moonshot there. But now that I got my percentages up, this guy way you guys can know what's in my portfolio. I got 31% Bitcoin, 14% ETH, 12% XRP, 9% DOT, 11% Quant, 6% Ad Share, 12% Link, and 6% Litecoin. That's the diversification of my portfolio. So, and that's all I got for crypto. And I'll have to do the stocks later for you guys, and we'll definitely have more info for you coming on the next live. So, with that being said, though, I think we're going to call it quits. Been on for a little over an hour and a half. Really appreciate you guys joining in. And, thank you all for your support. I'm going to call it a day. Don't forget at 3 p.m., the video launches on YouTube for the Raven coin. So check that out. Give it a like and subscribe and share. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I love when YouTube advisors tell you shouldn't judge yourself until your 100th video. I'm like 300 plus in. Have you hit the 3K or 4K watch time yet on YouTube side? No, I only hit 1K, and
We're going to archive everything. And the bull run, if we hit a significant bull run in 25 or 26, whenever, we're going to do pretty much, we're going to have a studio by then. What we're doing right now is not what we're going to do for a long time. We eventually plan on getting like high quality setups. Like it's going to be to the point where our streams, It's gonna be like in a room. We're gonna be in a room, and there's gonna be a table. There's gonna be a bunch of cool, like it's gonna be a nice freaking room, and nice cameras, good quality, and it's gonna look like a podcast pretty much. What we're doing right now is not how our stream's gonna be forever, you know.
Oh yeah, it's always going to change and adapt, and we're going to get better at
You
doing that.
guys are in the early days of us.
But yeah, you guys are in the very early days of us, and we appreciate all the support because I do plan on moving this out of the office and out of my moving company office and into a better place for streaming and things like that, and hope or just get a place where I can have like a nice little setup and we can invite guests on. We can do all sorts of things. But with that said, guys, we'll see you guys at 6 p.m. today. Have a wonderful day. And, make sure you do your own research. Don't invest more than you're comfortable losing. With that said, guys, thank you so much. We'll check you guys on later tonight. Have a wonderful day.